Hi, hey, this is the Blue Hippo H2O channel, and this is lesson number 2 for the ukulele, and we're gonna do some 2-chord songs. You're gonna learn 2 chords for sure, and Blue was going to join me. Blue, where'd you go? Oh, Blue's right here. I didn't recognize you with your hat there, buddy. That's a new hat, isn't it? Wow, very dapper. Okay. So last time, if you remember, first thing you want to do is tune your guitar. I use an app on my phone called G Strings. And remember, the name of the strings is Go Crazy Every Afternoon. Go crazy every afternoon. Right? Okay. Then our first chord was a C chord, which is ring finger on the 3rd fret. Remember, if you want to go back to that first video that I made, if you want to review, now we're going to learn a G chord. So the G chord, the way I do it, I take the peace sign, peace brother, and I think of 2 and 2 here. 2 peace sign, 2 fingers to the 2nd fret. 1, 2. Now I take the middle finger on that last string down there. Let me move in a little bit, and then I take this pointer finger up there. I skip a string and go up to the 3rd string up. Now you're going to take your ring finger. This is the tricky part. The ring finger is going to go on the string that you skipped, the 2nd one. You're going to hit that on the 3rd fret with that ring finger. See? Should sound something like that. So once again, I'm going to take 2 fingers, 2nd fret, stick them on like that. Ring finger comes in right there, and you got your G chord. Okay, so practice that as much as you need. Also, if you want to make yourself a little page with, or just download or whatever the chords and put it in your notebook, and then see, this has got C, F, and G, and G7. That's a good start for the key of C, and then put it in your notebook. Now, speaking of notebooks, this is what you all should have. Look at this. I use this notebook. I've used it for years. I take it with me whenever I'm going someplace with the ukulele and hang around a campfire or an open mic or just somebody's living room. And I got my songs in here. So we don't have to rely on, in a nervous moment, trying to think of a song and all of a sudden you can't think of anything. Well, open your notebook. So all I want to do is cover a song, and here is a nice easy song that's easy to get started on with 2 chords, C and G. So what I did was I typed it into Word or whatever thing you use on your computer, and I put it in as, you know, bold, and then I skipped in between. That gives you room to write in the chords. And expand it as big as you can get it to fit 1 page, and then it's easy to read in your notebook. And I write in the chords where they're supposed to be. Now, if you pull up ultimateguitar.com or one of those kind of websites, they'll tell you where those chords should be. You can join them, or just like me, I just do it myself. I look at theirs and make my own. Okay, so he's got the whole world in his hands in the key of C. These little music stands, by the way, are really handy, and they're not very expensive. They collapse down to as small or smaller than my ukulele. It's really cool. So remember, now we go to the 3rd fret with your ring finger. Well, we got to be able to go change now to the G, peace sign, 2nd fret, stick them on there and fill in the middle string with that ring finger. There we go. So we got to be able to go back and forth between those two chords. So get a steady thing going. Let's go with the C chord for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 to G. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, C. 4, 2, whatever. Anyways, that's how you give yourself enough time to get from one chord to the next. And then you get to a little bit better, a little faster at switching, and you speed it up, or you give yourself less time between. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I only give myself 2 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eventually, you get a little faster. Just keep working at it until you don't need any counts in between. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can switch back and forth. As soon as you can switch back and forth like that, you're ready for this song. Okay. The song is, he's got the whole world in his hands. 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 Now, whenever you change, it's on the word whole. He's got the whole world, and that's your cue. He's got the whole world in his hands. Now, he's got the whole, see, that's where you change. Whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. So yeah, at the last line, you got to switch back to the C right quick on hand. All right, so once again, see, the switches, the key changes are all on whole till the last line, and then you got come back to C on hands. Now, then you got the little bitty baby and you and me, brother, and so forth. Different verses. After you learn the first verse, then you go on to the other verses. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. And so on. All the verses that you want to. You can keep going and going if you want to with all these things. A little bitty baby in his hands, everybody here in his hands, so forth. All right, let's take another easy one. I'm going to show you this one because it's kind of similar in the structure, and that, you know, you want more than one to practice on. So what I did was typed it into Word or something and bold and all that, and then after you type it in, change the size to as big as you can fit on the paper, and then print it out. Then fill in what chords go where. So skip to my Lou. All right, here we go. Ring finger, 3rd fret. Remember how to do that? G chord. And as soon as you can go back and forth with it, you're ready for a song. Skip to my Lou. Skip, skip, skip to my Lou. Skip, skip, skip to my Lou. Skip, skip, skip to my Lou. Skip to my Lou, my darling. All right. Now, I'm going to give you another one. I'll give you all these 2-chord songs because, you know, sometimes it's hard to find 2-chord songs. Since these are old, real easy folk songs, and also little kid songs sometimes are 2-chord songs, like this one. So this one here I've got is Wheels on the Bus. That might be fun for you to learn the wheels on the bus. So that goes. Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all around the town. Let me move in here with wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. Wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all around the town. Okay, now, and so on, all the verses, whatever you want. Now I'm just going to throw in here a G7 chord, because if you're moving right along and you got the C and the G, remember the G, and if you switch this one down to back here in the first fret, that's how you get to your G7. So, but you got to change your fingers all around. So what I do, I stick my ring finger down here in the 2nd fret, and the middle finger skip a string to the 3rd fret. I mean the 3rd string. Oh boy, hope I didn't confuse you there. And then this pointing finger is where I come in on the 1st fret, 2nd string. That is a G7. I want to tell you about the G7 because you don't have to have a G7 for anything, but it sounds really cool, really nice. Now, what I do is tell everybody that it's interchangeable. G7 and G. I don't think there's ever a case where you can't switch them and they'll be fine. But if you want it to really sound cool, sometimes the G7 sounds better. So these songs that we just played, they sound really good with the G7. So if you want to learn that G7 and throw it in there, so like, he's got the whole world in his hands, he's got the G7 in his hands. You see how the sound of it just gives that extra little twang, a little fun sound. Now, switching back and forth is actually quite easy, because once you get into the G7, your ring finger, you just cut these loose and slide your ring finger 1 fret and you're back to the C. So, da, da, in his hands he's got the G7. In his hands he's got the C. In his hand he got the whole world in his hand. Okay, so now you got the C chord, you got a G chord, and you got a G7 chord. All right, let me just help you out with something a little bit more. Maybe instead of little kid songs and stuff, maybe you want to, there's a song here that I found that's a 2-chord song that you might hear on the radio or whatever. It's called Tulsa Time. So you'll notice, let's see, let me get my glasses, I can see what I'm doing. And yeah, so you'll notice when Don Williams sings this one, you got to figure out, if you want to sound like him and play along with him or something, you got to figure out the accents of the downbeats, you know, the strums, and how to accent which words you're going to accent. No big deal. You just go to YouTube or something, play his song, and then you keep stopping it and fill in, and you make little marks here where you want, where your strums are. And when you get to the end of the line, sometimes there's 1, 2, or 3 more strums before you go to the next line. So if you want to sound like him and the way he does it, that's the way you find out. Like, for example, at the very beginning, instead of saying, I left Oklahoma driving, no, he doesn't start with I left. He puts the accent on I. I left Oklahoma You see the difference? I left Oklahoma driving in a Pontiac. And then I think there's a count in between. Just about to lose my mind. Then there's another, however many he puts at the end before you go to the next line. And that's how you do that. So anyways, here, let's go to the verse. I mean, instead of the verses, the chorus. It's easier just to learn the chorus first. And let's check that out. Well, I'll show you. Time is where you switch to the G or G7. Living on Tulsa time, living on Tulsa time. Well, you know, I've been through it when I set my watch back to it. Living on Tulsa time. Let me just move in closer so you can see what I'm doing. Living on Tulsa time. Now I'll go to the G or G7. Living on Tulsa time. Well, you know, I've been through it when I set my watch back to it. Living on Tulsa time. I think it sounds better with a G7, so this time I'll go that one. Living on Tulsa time. Living on Tulsa time. G7. Well, you know, I've been through it when I set my watch back to it. Living on Tulsa time. Okay, so, and then I'll leave it up to you to go. The verses are harder to catch on where the accents are, but you'll get it. I know you will. All right, let's see. That's enough songs for 2-chord songs. What do you think, Blue? Did we do it? We gotta. All right. Blue Hippo and I are out. Adios. Ciao. See you on the next lesson.